Hello, Booktooth. I know there's an event going on. I think it goes all throughout 2024. It's a shame that I don't know more about it. I'm just making this video without really having researched enough about it. I just know that basically a bunch of people is doing the Historathon in 2024, and they are basically reading history books throughout this year, one history book or as many as you can. I think it's being started by Revenant Reads, which is a cool channel that is mainly focused on books on history. I just came across this recently, and I would like to participate in it because I feel like as soon as I finish my academic year and stop focusing on philosophy, my main interest for a long time is probably going to be history. I have many historical lagoons, and I would like to know a lot more than I know about history, especially now that I have a more philosophical approach when it comes to reading history. I think that one of the reasons why I chose to study philosophy instead of history, although I did consider studying history in the past, was because history, like the sciences, often don't question their categories, and I felt like studying something like philosophy would allow me to have a more critical approach to every other discipline. But my actual interest is not philosophy. Philosophy is more the methodology that I chose to have as a premise, to take with me when I approach any other sort of text. But I'm not so interested in continuing to read books of philosophy throughout my life as I am interested in reading biology and reading pop science in general, and maybe hopefully study something more advanced in one of the scientific disciplines, and history and arts and all of the other things. So I am gonna participate in Historathon. I don't know how much because I have a bunch of projects, as you probably saw. I encourage you to check out my projects 2024 video if you haven't seen it. It's pretty long, and some of those projects you probably will consider them to be crazy dreams more than anything else. They are not. They will happen. But speaking of projects, today I want to give you my intentions for my participation in the Historathon. First of all, there's only really one book that I am going to read that is history, and there is one book that I am reading that is kind of like about history. It's historical fiction, not I imagine we would call this historical fiction. This is War and Peace. No matter what Tolstoy thought, this is a novel. I don't know if this counts or as part of the Historathon, but if it does count, then I am already reading one, and I will finish this book. So eventually, at some point in February, I will be able to say that I participated in the Historathon. However, I'm not counting this because a novel, I feel like it's a bit of a cheat, in my opinion. I don't know if I said it, but anyway, I will link in the description the channels of the main people participating in the Historathon, or maybe just the maker, which I think is Revenant Reads, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to keep saying his name. And yeah, and so I'm prepared also, by the way, because I'm going to Spain, and I just wanted to make this video before I went, so that I didn't forget to make it when I come back, because I'm sure I'm gonna have a bunch of ideas on the way. So first, I'm gonna show you two books that I might read and two books that I will read. Two books that I might read is this one, The Lost Rainforest of Britain. I know nothing about it except that it's probably gonna be a history on the deforestation in the UK, I imagine. Have no idea, but it kind of makes sense to me if that is the project in this book. It kind of makes sense to me because, as you know, I wanted to write a book called The Price You Paid, which was all about English deforestation. It's on my book never written tag, the first one of all, and which I need to bring back. I will bring back to this channel. And I think if it has been written, it might be this one. If it has already been written, it might be this one. So I wanna just check it out. Also, look at this cover. This is so beautiful. And it has some pictures. It's not too long, and it's probably gonna be very informative. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna read this. I don't know if this year. It's a maybe. And Man and the Natural World by Keith Thomas. If you know anything about this book, please let me know what you think about it, because I'm writing a book, co-writing a book with my partner, and we are basically kind of trying to explore like the relation between civilization and nature throughout history. And I'm trying to look at here it says changing attitudes in England in between the 15th and the 18th century. This is a book that kind of like we'll be writing throughout whatever amount of time it takes. No rush. One of the books on this list took over 10 years to be written. So same. This is a book that kind of like I'm just interested in nature and our relationship with nature, and that's something that is gonna be recurrent in this channel. But also I'm gonna try to keep researching and adding pages to that book. And here we are with Keith Thomas. I also know nothing about this book. It just seemed like a rarity, maybe something that would give me some more relevant information on the topic. I know nothing about it. Again, like I think I said that 4 times. Enough. There you go. Man and the Natural World. If I don't read this book, I'll probably read separate chapters from it. I do that sometimes when I'm researching. I go to the parts that I need in the book rather than the whole book. I don't know what I need because I'm just started with this project. And now 2 books that I'm gonna read. One, it's not my copy. As you know, my copy was lost hiking through Scotland in Cape Wrath in the winter in middle of a blizzard, a snow storm. And I was running and jumping and completely wet and running for my life, freezing. I couldn't use my hands anymore. And this was on my backpack, and it probably fell off my backpack. I think I did not get rid of this book, as well as the notebook in which I had written part of the first attempts to draw a beginning to my first novel. And I lost both of them. So this is my partner's copy, and I'm probably going to appropriate it, although she doesn't know that yet. So yeah, I definitely have to read this. Especially after that, and now I'm kind of like pissed off. I want to read it even more. So there you go. I'm reading this in 2024. This is history. It's the dawn of everything. Graeber and Wengrow. I don't know much about Wengrow, but Graeber is a very known anthropologist and anarchist. So if that says anything, I've read many more conventional, not many, but a few, many to me, world histories. And this is going to be definitely more, not biased, but definitely he has a perspective. He has thoughts as an anthropologist ought to have about humanity and about how history went and how it should have gone or what went wrong. And I'm all ears. So there you go. The dawn of everything. I might even do a read along for this. Who knows? And this, I don't know why. I'm just very interested in this book. It was recommended by Steve Donoghue in one of his top non-fiction. He has a bunch of biblical non-fiction tops of 100 non-fiction books that you should read, or that he recommends. But that each and every one of them is like sounds amazing. I'll try to link one of his tops in the description. But my this one of all of those books is one of the ones that like I found to be more interesting, and my partner also knows a lot about Wounded Knee, so it kind of makes me want to read it even more. And I don't know, I really don't know. I mean, I'm definitely interested in the historical context of this, but more than that context, the book itself keeps. I'm just very, very attracted to it. I have no other reason. As I often say, this YouTube channel is a parade of ignorance, and this is an example. I'm just hopefully gonna be a bit less ignorant when I finish this book about this specific topic, and I'll be able to tell you more about it then. Because if I knew anything about it, maybe I wouldn't want to read it. So that's it. That's my participation in this Historathon. I hope that was of any interest to you. I hope not all of them end up being failed projects. I don't think so, but do remind me and pull my ears if that is the case. And I'll see you on the other side. Thank you, Booktube.